Every tragedy in this country gets the same script. Blame Trump. But America isn't divided by left and right. It's divided by truth and lies. And when Charlie Kirk is murdered and the first words that come out their mouth is Trump's rhetoric, that lets you know the sickness in America isn't guns, it's the media. Let's get right to the video.
To Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen.
So I don't like even looking at this guy, right? They say target for somebody like this was random. Charlie was targeted because he told the truth. And when you tell the truth in today's America, they look at you like you're some type of wild person, somebody that doesn't belong there. I'm sorry, but this is a topic that makes me real emotional, so I pause these type of videos a lot because I have a lot to say. And this is something that shouldn't have happened just because someone had a different opinion than what you believe in or what your other person believed in or anybody. Anybody. Let's keep going.
Other political violence occur in other states, and I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence.
Political organiser, agitator and broadcaster Charlie Kirk has been murdered today. Megyn Kelly is our friend in the United States and Charlie was her friend. She was literally on the air on her program on SiriusXM and live on YouTube when the news came to pass that his injuries became fatal, and she joins us now from the United States. I'm so sorry, Megyn, not just because of the event that has taken place, but because this has happened to a friend of yours as well.
Thank you, Paul. It's incomprehensible. The loss is so enormous for his family, of course, but for our country. And yeah, for me personally too. I can't quite get my arms around the fact that he's gone, that this larger than life figure who was a spectacular orator, who had his entire life and political future ahead of him, has been taken from us so violently in front of all of our eyes in the most disgusting and vile and jarring way possible, and that we're now living in a world without him. It hasn't sunk in yet.
Yeah, I've got to
I
say,
agree.
this must be how certain people felt in the 1960s about the towering political figures who were murdered then. And make no mistake, for Republicans, for conservatives, for young people around the world who were interested in what he had to say, Charlie Kirk is as big as any of those figures that were taken in the 1960s.
Yes. If the left does not comprehend how important he was to us on the right, they're going to find out. I mean, there's a reason.
So the reason why I started doing YouTube, one of the reasons why, I'm not gonna go out here and lie, is because of Charlie Kirk. I saw his videos and I was like, I want to spread my truth too. I want to spread what I think also. The reason why I think he was taken out is because he was a huge voice for the youth. He was a huge voice that made you want to go out and do something and do your research and to figure out the truths that go on in this world. This type of stuff right here makes me real emotional. It makes me really want to just lock in on something. It makes me want to just take something serious because he started a whole company, Turning Point USA, for going out to colleges, telling the truth. He said a lot of stuff that just sticks with me. Like, come on, man, we gotta take the Lord, we gotta take Christ, we gotta take everything religious serious. We gotta take just being an honest person serious. Let's keep going, man. Let's hear Megyn Kelly.
That President Donald Trump was the first to comment that he lowered the flags to half staff, ordered them lowered in the country, that Barack Obama, Joe Biden have both issued statements, and good statements, no mealy-mouthed, anything in there, just good, solid statements, There's a reason for this 31-year-old kid living out of Arizona who in 2016 was Don Jr.'s bag boy, literally was carrying Don Jr.'s bags. And 10 years later, not even, had changed the world.
Yeah.
It is not an overstatement to say that Charlie Kirk delivered the youth vote to Donald Trump almost single-handedly, something that no Republican had ever gotten. No one even bothered. Young people they don't vote Republican. They're idealists who vote Democrat until they grow up and realize what folly that is. And then they come over. But Charlie said, no, 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 they can be reached. We're seeding an entire group of people that we don't need to seed, and put his money where his mouth was, devoted his entire organization to
Yeah.
going where? To places Charlie never attended. He did not go to college. He never went to college. Life was his college. And yet he spent half of it going from college to college to college to try to convince the young people there to see the world the way he did, to try to understand that there was an education to be had on certain issues that they wouldn't get from CNN, that they couldn't get from Morning Joe, and to set the truth, the facts straight, and to give the truth on a man named Donald Trump who had been so bastardized by every pocket of the media that
Just got a quick question. Does January 6th hold a candle to anything that the left has been doing for years? Like, let's be honest. They rioted during COVID. N- come on, it's not like the government implanted that on people. George Floyd, they rioted for that. Um, wh- what's the lady's name? That got shot in an apartment. They just riot for everything. The left riots for everything. But if you pay attention to it and you be honest with yourself and you go look at what they're doing for Charlie Kirk, right? There's large gatherings of people getting together and they're praying. They're not going to loot stores over someone dying. That just lets you know everything that you should know about this certain group. The group that they want you to vote for. The group that was so close to running this country. If God didn't intervene with this election. There was a lot of stuff, with the assassination attempts. There was a lot of stuff that let this happen because this country was so close to falling. And we got to be honest with ourselves. I promise you, just get on Google and search up Charlie Kirk gathering, Charlie Kirk after that. Like, just see what people were doing afterwards. And tell me if they're looting Macy's. Tell me if they're looting Macy's. Honestly. George Floyd dies. These people are looting Macy's, throwing Molotovs at police stations, trying to end other people's life. I'm just letting you guys just take a little glimpse into what the truth is, right? What they try to control you and what you see and what you don't see. That's all I'm doing. Let's keep going, guys. This video's almost over.
no young person, given the way they consume news, could ever really know or understand him or why he might be worth voting for. He delivered that election to Donald Trump, at least a large faction of it. Even Trump knows that. Trump doesn't comment on random acts of violence that often, Paul. The Charlie was important to him and to the movement, and we've just lost a giant today. I'm so sad for us. I'm so sad that I'm not going to be able to watch what he did next. I was just saying to
Charlie Kirk says conflict arises when conversation stops happening. The left is so comfortable with just saying, vote for the brown person, Kamala Harris, right? No matter what. But Kamala Harris couldn't have a conversation. She couldn't debate. She couldn't solve a real problem. That's why Kamala Harris isn't in office. That's why the left stoops to such a low. I gotta scoot back on this. They stoop to such a low level. They stoop to such a low level to make you feel some type of hurt. I don't understand it, guys. If you do, and you really want to explain it to me, let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.